All right, welcome to letter X again. Now, this might be a new type of worksheet than many of you have done. This is what we typically do on a Friday. So, if you haven't been coming to Friday preschool, you might not know exactly how to do these worksheets. So, pay careful attention because some people have been doing them all along and some of you haven't had the chance. But the first thing we do is we try to read a word that has the letter in it. And our word for today has an X in it. So remember this letter X, okay? Maybe I might need to start moving to my bigger letters. But there's the X. And do you remember the sound the X makes? X, yeah. And remember, X only makes that sound in the middle or the end of the word. If an X is at the first of the word, it likes to steal the sound of the letter Z, and it says Z. So it's kind of a sneaky letter that way. But when it's in the middle or the end, then it says X. So right before the letter X, I'm going to put the letter O. And O in this word says ah, which is called the short sound. So it doesn't say its name, O, it says ah. So let's see if we can put those two sounds together. Ah, X, ah, X. Now you may think you already know the word because that's an animal if you say those two close together. But we're going to add one more letter, and it is the letter B. We did that at the very first of preschool. Can you remember the sound that the letter B makes? Ba. B makes the sound ba. So let's say all the sounds. You ready? Ba, ah, x. You think you know the word? Let's think about it again. Ba, ah, x. That B just wants to list away, doesn't it? What do you think? Okay, I'm going to get a picture and see if this helps you. And I'm going to put another magnet on that so it quits falling down. Good, he's almost tipped over. All right, there we go. Hey, so I'm going to do all the sounds again. Remember, you have to kind of say it fast, and then you'll get to know what the word is. So this says b, ox, b, ox. And here's a picture. Does this help you know what that word is? You're right. The word is box. B-ox. See, when you say it fast, box, it makes a word, box. And box is a super fun thing that I like to do. I love boxes. I collect them because I like to put things in them. I like to build things with them. I like to make them into stuff. So this word is box. That's why I chose that. It's one of my favorite words. All right, so then you will need your worksheet or your handout that looks like this. And it will have your name, and this is what I did accidental of Bailey's name. I put the wrong ending on it, so I thought, I can use it. So it will have your name a couple of times. So if you're still practicing and learning how to do your name, this will be a chance to practice. And then I want you to try and do it by yourself over here. I will demonstrate how we're going to do that in a minute. Then you get to do this and this, and then we read this word again at the bottom. What is that word? Good job. That word is box, and we get to practice writing the word box. So I'm going to show you how. I'm going to move these up. I'm going to show you how to do this worksheet because some of you have never done it before. So first we have the dotted words. Some of you have your first and last name. If I noticed that you were really good at writing your first name in preschool, then I added your last name so that you could start practicing that because it's important to know how to write all your names. And it gives you a chance to practice more letters too. So the first thing you do is you trace very carefully on the dots the name. And this helps you learn how the letters of your name fits in these lines, which you will see a lot when you get to kindergarten. So I'm thinking, okay, I did pretty good on that. I'm going to practice one more time down here. I'm going to do my first letter. First letter is always uppercase when you do a name. It's always uppercase, but the rest of them are lowercase. That is the kindergarten way. They will want you to write it that way in kindergarten. Lowercase, 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 lowercase. Now, you can do this twice or you can do it once, but I want you to do it at least once. Try to write your name in the lines just like it is right here. So the B on this name goes clear from the top to the bottom. I'll do that. Make my two bubbles. Then the A goes between the dotted line and the bottom, so I'm making it fit all in that space. The I is right there. The L goes clear from the top to the bottom. And some of you will have ones that go below, so everybody's name is going to be different, right? And then E, that's one you always have to practice a lot because it's a hard one to form. All right, so after you do that, then we get to practice our letter X. X is super easy to make. It's just a slant line forward, a slant line back. So we can do those. And then we should try to make some on our own. So remember, we start clear at the top line and go clear down to the bottom, clear at the top, clear to the bottom. And we can do several if we want, or just a couple. And again, we're going to do lowercase. Now, what is the difference between upper and lowercase x? They are shaped the same, but the lowercase x is smaller. So that's going to go between the dotted line and the straight line. Right there, just like that. And I'm going to do a few more on my own to show how smart I'm getting. I can do it on my own. Finally, we're going to do the word at the bottom of the page. Now, what was that word? Box. That's right. It starts with the B, which says B, so we have a straight line that goes clear from the top to the bottom. Then the one bubble goes between the dotted line and the bottom line. Then we have an O, which fits just in that bottom space, just the same way. And then the X, which we've already practiced. Now, for extra credit, just so that you can show how smart you are, you can write that word all by yourself. B-O-X. Good practicing.